What's up, folks? My name is Melvin. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you doing exceptionally well. Please ignore this baggy shirt. I know it has cat hair on it, but that's what's going to happen when you have cats. You want to squeeze them and cuddle them so much. So, other than that, please ignore. Okay. Anyways, I want to talk about the ever shrinking attention span that is the internet. We don't have time to watch these longer videos. We don't have time for these longer songs. We have more time for shorter songs and shorter videos. And you know, um, I'm someone who does make shorts. I am someone who does make short form content and I enjoy it. I actually really, really love it because that's how my brain works. I like having an idea, putting it out there, and then, kind of moving on, going to something else. I like that. It's like, all right, I placed my mat here and now I'm gonna place it here. It allows me to have a variety of ideas, and I absolutely love it. But it seems like everyone and everything wants to have some sort of short form content. Netflix at one point tried putting shorts on their platform. Spotify now is putting shorts on their content. Like everyone is obsessed and can't stop. What makes it so addicting is that infinite scroll. You're not picking the content, you're watching through it. So sometimes you're not finding the content that you're looking for, and there's that illusion that if you keep scrolling you'll eventually find something. Now sometimes that's the case, or sometimes you just spend 10 minutes without even realizing it. So it's not super passive. It's like passive and active at the same time, because anyone can simply swipe. Like you could do that infinity if you could, and hey, if you like that video, just do nothing and it will play itself again. Like it's passive and active at the same time. You're making these simple little decisions, and then your brain is like, "Ooh, dopamine, yes, yes, give me that dopamine." It's awesome, it's fantastic. But I think there's a time and a place for longer form content, and I kind of want to just talk about that a little bit. So I think the one that is the clearest is just telling a story. Try to tell a really, really good story from beginning to end. You know why I don't make longer form content? Because in reality, I am a bad storyteller. I'm not super good at it, because whenever I try to invest myself in a long project, I end up not liking it. But it's a lot easier to find a 4-second clip, find it really funny, and upload it. So, yes, it is the easier way. YouTube rewards me for it. My friends like it. My family likes it. Like, no one likes these live streams. No one watches it, except for my family. Those are really the only people that watch it. And I love the fact that I get to share things with them. But yeah, no one likes these long form content. But what I will say, and what I will encourage for anyone who's a creator, anyone out there at all, please take the time to be personal and to talk to the audience like they're an audience, because you don't know who's listening. You don't know what information they're taking from it, and you don't know what's going to inspire them. For me, I'm always trying to inspire myself to be kind, to express, goodwill towards others. I think that would make a better world. It makes me happier when I'm able to do that. So I'm always trying to encourage that. And I'm always trying to put myself out there. I I I'm an open book. In a lot of ways, I am an open book. I like sharing my stories. I like being personal, and I like having that connection with people. So I'm always trying to do these live streams. I'm always trying to do longer form content where I'm able just to talk off the cuff and share an experience with you guys. And then finally, all I want to say is that there's a lot of people on this planet. So maybe the majority of the internet right now wants short form content. That's kind of how it's always been. Forums and things like that, forums and blog posts, that was always niche. That was never ever super popular when it came to the internet. What was super duper popular? Those weird email chains that you got that had a bunch of funny pictures and people just scrolled through them. So this is nothing new. This isn't like a new thing. It's just super duper popular right now, and TikTok allows you to see how popular they are. because some of these videos get millions and millions of views and you've never even heard of it. That's just how the internet is now. And right now, because of how much content is on there, it does take a lot longer to find that audience and to have them stay. That's all right. That's fine. Something that I'm learning as I'm getting older is that it actually, as you get older, it does take a little longer to build connections with people. You're in school every day when you're younger. You're able to make a connection because you see those people every day. For a lot of my friends and even my family nowadays, I don't see them every day. It's a lot harder to build and keep a connection when you don't see them, you don't visit them, you don't call them, you don't text them. And especially with video, unless you're sharing it on a regular basis, unless they're following you on Twitter, following you on Instagram, you have to remind them to keep coming back, or they have to remind themselves to come back to watch your content and to give it a chance. They're giving you a chance every time they click on your video. It's hard, it's a struggle, but I encourage anyone out there who's a creator to try your best to not only tell a story, but to build a connection with your audience, not because that's the route to success, that's the route to money. It's not for me. I'm not making any money off of this. I don't make any views of it. But the reason is because I think that's going to create a better world. If you take the time to tell your story, to connect with your audience, to give them whatever life lessons you can offer, whatever advice you can offer, someone is going to listen. Someone is going to get inspired from it, and that could spread some good. And that's really all I want to do. Not only do I want to make you laugh, not only do I want you to have a good time, but I also just want to sit down, relax, drink a cup of coffee with you, something like that. I want it to be calm and candid. I want you to get something from this. That's always the goal whenever I'm making content. Am I doing a good job? Am I doing horrible? I don't know. I look at my older content, I'm like, wow, I'm just not confident. I don't know what to say. I'm mumbling. And who knows, maybe a year from now, I'll look back at this content and say, wow, why am I wearing this shirt? Why is this conversation going on for so long? It could have been easily tightened. That's okay too. Making mistakes allows you to learn. I'm going to give you a little secret on my main channel. Sometimes, whenever I see a mistake and I can fix it, sometimes I just won't fix it because I like watching my own content again. And sometimes when I watch it, it reminds me, oh, I could have made this better by doing this. So sometimes I'll just leave mistakes in there just to see, what does the final product look like? Does this ruin the final product? Because I make videos every day, I'm always able to learn from it and build upon that. I know one video isn't gonna blow me up. I know one video is not gonna make my channel. So I'm always okay with having mistakes in there, including this one. I'm totally cool with that. Because the end goal isn't really to make one good video. It's just to build a connection. So if you're here listening right now, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your effort. All I can hope is that you take this and build a connection with someone else. That's just how human beings are. Now that I'm trying to focus more and more on family, I'm just slowly realizing that there's just a lot more that needs to be done and a lot more responsibility on the individual to build a connection. It doesn't just happen for you. And that's kind of what school doesn't teach you. It's just like if you're in school and a bunch of people are just like you, then yes, you're going to build a connection and it's going to grow and be awesome. But what about in the real world? What about when you get out of school? And that's kind of why everyone's on the internet nowadays. They don't know how to build connections in the real world. That's why I'm always encouraging people to travel internationally. Please do that. Take the time, or just travel outside of your state. I know it's scary. I know it's expensive, but you're in a place where you kind of have to talk to people. You don't know well, now there's Google, so I guess you do know what good restaurants are, but just ask someone, hey, I'm kind of lost. Can you give me directions here? Hey, I'm new in town. Are there any good places to eat? And when you're new somewhere, like people treat you pretty nicely. People are open to tell their story. It's great. But that's a whole other conversation for another day. We'll definitely talk about that. But for today, you know, what if you're someone who watches a lot of content, please take the time to find someone's story, share it, talk about it, learn from it. If you're someone who makes content, please, if you're someone who makes a lot of shorter content, try to make something a little longer. Tell your story. Not only do I want to hear it, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that also want to hear it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, take care. Have a good one.